It's 12 o'clock noon. The sun vanishes. And for the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, absolutely nothing happens. Children keep playing. Traffic keeps moving. The sky stays a perfect, ordinary blue. Because the sun is already gone, and the last of its light is still on its way to you. You are living inside the most peaceful 8 minutes in human history, and no one on Earth knows it yet. Let's start with the strangest part of this whole scenario. If the sun disappeared right now, completely, instantly, without warning, you wouldn't notice. Not for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That's how long sunlight takes to cross the 93 million miles between the sun and Earth. So the light hitting your window right now left the sun before you finished reading that sentence. If the source vanished, the message would still arrive. And here's what almost nobody realizes. Gravity travels at exactly the same speed. So for those 8 minutes, Earth doesn't just look fine. It keeps orbiting a sun that no longer exists. Then, at 8 minutes and 20 seconds, everything changes at once. The sky doesn't fade, it doesn't dim, it switches off. Wherever it was daytime, the blue simply drains out of the atmosphere in an instant, and the stars come out, mid-afternoon, all at once, brighter than any human being has ever seen them. But look closer, because something even stranger is happening up there. The moon goes dark too. The moon has never made its own light. It's just a mirror, and with nothing to reflect, it becomes an invisible hole in the star field. Then the planets start to disappear. Not together, one by one. Venus fades first, then Mars. Jupiter and Saturn hold on longest, still glowing with sunlight that left the sun before it vanished, still crossing the solar system toward your eyes. For hours after the sun is gone, you can watch the solar system switch itself off, planet by planet, like lights going out down a very long hallway. Nothing like it has ever been seen by anyone. But while you're watching the sky, something far more important is happening beneath your feet. For billions of years, Earth has been falling. That's all an orbit really is, falling sideways so fast that you keep missing the thing you're falling toward. The sun's gravity is the invisible string, and Earth is swinging around on the end of it at 67,000 miles per hour. Cut that string, and Earth doesn't fall inward. It doesn't spiral. It doesn't drift. It goes straight. The instant gravity stops arriving, our planet stops curving and begins moving in a perfectly straight line, exactly as fast as it was already going, out into open space. And over 24 hours, that adds up. Earth ends up roughly 2.5 million kilometers from where it should have been. So what's happening on the ground? Far less than you'd think. And that's the second surprise. Everyone assumes the world would freeze solid within hours. It wouldn't. Our oceans hold a staggering amount of heat, and our atmosphere is a very good blanket. Within 24 hours, global temperatures would likely fall by only a handful of degrees on average. Noticeable, uncomfortable, but survivable. Dry inland areas and deserts would plunge hardest. Coastal cities would barely shift. Compare that to what a longer disappearance would do. Estimates suggest that after just 1 week without sunlight, the average global surface temperature would fall below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. After a year, it would approach minus 100 degrees Celsius, and the oceans would begin sealing themselves under ice. So a single day, plants pause photosynthesis and wait. Ocean plankton pause and wait. Almost nothing dies. The real damage on day one wouldn't be biological, it would be human. Every solar farm on the planet drops to zero output simultaneously. power grids built around predictable demand face an impossible night. Aviation, shipping, and agriculture lose their oldest reference point. And roughly 8 billion people, with no explanation and no forecast, look up at a sky that has never done this before. Then, 24 hours later, the sun comes back. 8 minutes and 20 seconds after that, the light returns. And this is where the story quietly turns. Because Earth isn't where it left off. We've spent a day traveling in a straight line while the sun's gravity was switched off. And now that gravity reaches us again from a slightly different direction, at a slightly different distance, Earth is recaptured, but not into the same orbit. Our path around the sun would be subtly, permanently altered, a little more stretched, a little off its old rhythm. Not enough to end life, but enough to nudge the length of our year, shift the balance of our seasons, and change the climate patterns that every civilization, every harvest, and every calendar was built around. The sun would return. Normal wouldn't. And that's the strange lesson buried in this scenario. We tend to imagine catastrophe as something loud and immediate. Fire, ice, extinction. But the deepest damage here comes from a single missing day of gravity, silently rewriting the geometry of our entire future. One day of darkness, permanent consequences. So here's the question worth sitting with tonight. If you knew the sun would return in 24 hours, and you had those 8 minutes of ordinary blue sky before it began, how would you spend them? And who would you spend them with? Every question creates a new reality, and reality is just one version of the truth. Every possibility deserves exploration. The next one begins with a single question. What if? Subscribe and explore what comes next.